Hello, friend. I'm back in studio. So much breaking news to discuss. Bernie Sanders running for president. President Trump announces the state of emergency. And we have just returned from our multi-city tour in New York State. We're going to show you clips of that, and I'm going to draw them all together. And yes, include you. I'm Randall Terry. This is Voice of Resistance. Bernie Sanders in the race, and friends, make no mistake about it, he will be a formidable force. Maybe he'll pick Andy Cuomo as his running mate. I don't know. We are in a life and death struggle for the soul of this nation. Make no mistake about it. And this struggle, this wrestling match has been going on for decades, and we're losing. Even though President Trump won the election, which gave us a reprieve, the forces of evil are so entrenched in the judiciary, in various state legislatures, in the media. We have righteousness being mocked and evil being paraded as good. We're in a struggle, friends, and my mission with this show is to get you in the fight. Please hear me. It is not enough that we simply discuss in our quiet little rooms, our quiet little circles, even in our church prayer meetings. It's not enough that we discuss how bad things are or the horrors of this new abortion law in New York or the socialist agenda of Bernie Sanders and his child-killing attack on marriage, his child-killing attack on babies and his attack on marriage. It's not enough that we just discuss these things. We have to fight against them. And talking about them in our closed circles is at very best a starting point. So my mission with this program as we go forward over the next year and a half is to mobilize you to stand. Now, Bernie Sanders is mobilizing people. The letter that he sent out to recruit people into his campaign delineated what he believes are the problems. Some of them are legitimate problems. And then he says, I'm asking you to become a part of my 1 million member base. He is recruiting young people to work, to be in the streets, to do voter registration, to join him at rallies, to do skits, protests, demonstrations, whatever, on his behalf. He is a brilliant man. He's an evil man. He is an evil man, Bernie Sanders, but he is a brilliant man. On a tactical level. His ethical compass is primarily shattered. So we're going to have to mobilize people against him. We're going to have to get the Christian community to shake off its lethargy and to get back into the streets, to get back into the discourse, into the dialogue, into the fight. And that is what this program is about. That is what my mission is. That is what my ministry is. And I'm begging you not just to pray for me and to help me financially. I'm begging you to get ready to join me. To join me. Now, President Trump has declared a state of emergency on another topic. He has the authority to do it. We know it's going to be a fight. And I believe that this was the right move for him to make. And I also believe it's going to be a part of his 2020 re-election campaign to show that the judiciary are acting like a group of tyrants, legislated officials act like frightened schoolgirls, cowards. I'm talking about the Republicans. But we, the American people who believe in right and wrong, the Christian community of all political and denominational stripes, we have to be in the fight with more than our vote and more than sending a few bucks here and there. It's time that we can no longer pay our way out of our duty. I'm Randall Terry, and I'm going to go fight evil. Send me money, and then you've discharged your duty. No, it's not like sending money to Africa for food. In those situations, most of us can discharge our duty by just writing a check. But when it comes to the life and death struggle that this nation is in, sending money is not enough. And more importantly, many of the places that we're sending money, it's a black hole, it's a scam, the money is not being spent properly, or it's useless. We're going to talk about that over the next 2 years. When it comes to political fights, If you're sending money to Food for the Hungry, they're feeding the hungry, they're awesome people. If you're sending money to a 501c3 pro-life group that says we're going to end abortion, it's deceit. It's a fundraising scam. We'll talk more about it. I want your money, your time, your passion, your vision to be well spent. Part of what we have to do, friends, is we have to be willing to be fools for Christ. We have to be willing to take a stand publicly that may cost us a little bit of our reputation. So I'm going to play this clip for you. This is from New York City. We were in front of St. Patrick's Cathedral on Sunday morning, 2 days ago. And we filmed the skit over and over and over, Christ, Cuomo, Satan, and Bishop Dolan serving Cuomo communion while Cuomo has blood all over his hands. And this particular version that I'm about to show you was done primarily to capture the people passing by, the people taking videos, who are now sending this out to their friends. Yes, we looked a little foolish, but you know what? The message was spot on. Cuomo is promoting the murder of babies. It is satanic. Satan is encouraging him. He's attacking Christ himself, and then he's receiving communion with blood on his hands. Here's the clip.
We are Catholics, and we are grieved that Governor Cuomo signed this bill killing babies, and that he is, that's it. So,
ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the greatest governor in the United States of America. My right hand here in New York State, Andrew Cuomo. I give to you the greatest governor in the United States of America, my right hand here in New York State, Andrew Cuomo.
New York, our laws will rule this nation.
Yes, yes, and he fights for freedom.
Religious freedom.
Yes, he was an altar boy.
Catholic.
Yeah, a good Catholic, Andrew. Yes, Andrew, we need more blood. Yes.
Reproductive health
Yes,
care.
the body and blood of babies. Yes, Andrew. Yes, I believe the bishop has something for you. Yes, Andrew. Desecrate that Holy Communion. Yes, take communion with blood on your hands. I love this man, Andrew Cuomo.
I'll be right back, friend. Got more clips from this. We have more clips from this trip from New York. Don't go away. Introducing Roxy Guitar. If you're a guitar or bass player, whether you play acoustic or electric, check out Roxy Guitar. I've been playing for over 40 years and seen guitar stores all over America. I've never seen a store like Roxy Guitar. Roxy Guitar has over 700 guitars in stock, over 1,500 pedals, over 200 amps. For the beginner or price-conscious buyer, there's Michael Kelly guitars. For the serious player or professional, Roxy Guitar has the finest selection of guitar lines I've ever seen. You know I love Warrior guitars. Roxy Guitar has over 100 Warriors in stock. They have Heritage, G&L, Gretsch, John Sears, BC Rich, Duesenberg, Dean, legendary guitars at great prices, including pre-owned Gibsons, Fenders, and more. Let them know you heard about Roxy Guitar from Randall Terry and receive 10% or more off your purchase on select items. Go to roxyguitar.com. If you're not catching flack, you're probably not over the target. If you are catching flack, chances are you're over the target. If we're going to stand for what is true and right, for the protection of unborn babies' lives, for the restoration of the definition of marriage, the legal definition of marriage as given by God himself, if we are going to stop the threat on our ability to defend ourselves, if we're going to stop the flood of illegal immigration and drugs and violence coming in from the southern border, if we're going to wake up and recognize the threat of fundamental historic Islam, we're going to catch flack. Be equal to the task, friend. Jesus said, "Blessed are you when men hate you, revile you, say all manner of evil against you falsely, separate you from their company." He said, that's the way they treated the prophets. And he said, woe to you when all men speak well of you. That's the way they treated the false prophets. I don't want to be one of those people. I'd rather be the person who's catching flack, wouldn't you? Because Jesus said, rejoice in that day, leap for joy. That's the way they treated the prophets who were before you. Watch this clip. This is just a couple minutes of the female feminist baby killers who came out to try and disrupt our skit in front of Trump Tower. So we went all over New York State, including Trump Tower, and we were greeted by 4 young ladies who support the murder of children. I had a lot of fun with them, playing the devil, agreeing with them. They didn't know what to do. We caught a little bit of it on tape. You can see some of their obscenity. You can see them kicking the babies, trying to disrupt what we're doing. We were catching a little bit of flack. That means we were over the target.
Hold on, let me get this over off.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the greatest governor in the United States of America, Andrew Cuomo. New York.
Abortion law in the penal code.
He's
Now
Cuomo.
it's moved to the health code.
He's here to support you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Cuomo.
Yes, you're welcome.
Swear by all that is unholy and dark, that I shall do everything.
Yes. And you help these women over here. Kill the babies, Andrew. Yes, kill the babies, Andrew.
They want
Yes.
abortion.
Yes, I need blood, Andrew. Yes. Yes.
I have an idea.
Yes. Yes.
Reproductive health care.
Yes.
Yes, Andrew, kill the babies. Yes, Andrew. Andrew, kill the black babies. Yes, reproductive health care. You're helping the Ku Klux Klan, Andrew. Yes.
Americans
Yes.
that brother.
Andrew, kneel before me, my son.
was a liberal.
These people
I
are
swear
insane.
by all that is
They
dark
believe
and
it's
unholy.
legal abortion.
I shall. Yes, it's disgusting. I love it. Yes, kill the black babies, Andrew. You're doing the Ku Klux Klan work. Yes.
You think women should go to jail for having
Of course I don't. I think women should spend eternity with me when they kill their children.
healthcare, abortion, healthcare, abortion.
Good man. Thank you.
Times like this, the White House is in view.
Abortion is healthcare. Abortion is healthcare. Abortion is healthcare. Abortion is healthcare.
Louder, Andrew. I need blood, Andrew. I need blood.
I'll be right back, friend. Please, don't go away. More to show you.
I also want to speak tonight directly to Muslims throughout the world. We respect your faith. Its teachings are good and peaceful. And those who commit evil in the name of Allah blaspheme the name of Allah.
We have reaffirmed again and again that the United States is not and never will be at war with Islam. Islam teaches peace.
Islam is a religion of peace. They are not Muslims, they are monsters.
We've been told that Muslim terrorists have hijacked the peaceful religion of Islam. But Islamic art and literature tell a very different story. To know the truth, we only have to study the narrative of the founder of Islam, Muhammad, in his own words. The Lord God, who made heaven and earth, the Almighty, commanded Ezekiel and other prophets, commanded them to do skits, little dramas, little plays, told them what to say, told them what to do, over and over. One of the reasons that we are doing these skits in the streets, and we're going to keep doing them, And we're going to develop new ones. We're doing them because, well, God told the prophets to do them because he knew that the impact that it would have on the seers and the hearers. Sometimes it's not enough to simply talk about a thing. When you see it, it's way more powerful. There's a different part of the brain that retains the data, the information, the picture. So Ezekiel was told to lay on his side for 390 days to make a city out of clay that represented Jerusalem. And then to lay on his side and to cook a very small bit of Ezekiel bread made. First, God commanded him to bake it with human poop as the fuel. And then God relented. Ezekiel begged him, no, I don't want to eat human poop, because that's what happens when all the flame and the dust of the disintegrating, burning feces goes up. So God said, okay, you can cook with cow dung. So he was eating bread that tasted like cow dung, that had cow dung particles in it, while people walked by for 390 days. That's a tough play to run for 390 days. How long did your play last on Broadway? Well, we had a great run. It was 3 months. Oh, we had a great run. It was 6 months. Ezekiel, I had a great run. It was 390 days on my left side, then 40 more days on my right side, and I baked my bread over cow dung. And then God told him to stand up, cut off all his hair, and throw his hair, a third of it into the city, a third of it around the city, and to scatter the rest to the wind. And he said, now set your hair on fire in the city, because I'm going to kill people in Jerusalem. And then take your sword and beat the hair that's all around the city, because I'm going to chase those people with the sword and kill them. And then the ones that are scattered to the wind, I'm going to kill them. So it was a prophetic skit, warning of the judgment to come. And it was hard on Ezekiel, and he looked foolish, and people mocked him, and people vilified him, and people said he was crazy. But they remembered the skit, and it all came true. So sometimes we do things and say things to capture attentions. I get whining all the time. Whining from Christians who say, well, we don't get any good media coverage. Well, do something that's worth covering. Give the press something that's worth covering. And then, well, I'm never quoted accurately. Well, don't meander. Don't equivocate. Say things clearly. Short, concise things. You'll get coverage, and you'll be quoted accurately. Let me show you this skit really quick. Stay with me, because I want to encourage you. But this is a little thing we put together. We're going to air it more and more and run it more and more. But it's kind of funny, and the people who hate Trump are going to hate this skit.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the greatest governor in the United States, a man who is my hero, and a man who I intend to make the next president of the United States and take that vile Trump out of office. Andrew Cuomo!
New Yorkers, I promise to you, I will do to this country
Yes.
what I have done to New York!
Yes! Andrew, I need an offering, a blood offering. Show me your loyalty. Yes, my son. Innocent blood. Yes. Trump! Jesus! Run, Andy, run! Like a schoolgirl, run!
So there you have it. Trump, the servant of Christ, saving the babies from Cuomo. Satan and Cuomo running like schoolgirls. I marvel at God. My servant Nebuchadnezzar, my servant Cyrus. God used men throughout the scriptures that were not noble. They weren't saints, according to many of the terms that we would have, and definitions and standards that we do have and should have. But God uses people who are willing to be used for his purposes. So right now, Donald Trump's who we have, friends. God helped us. God heard our prayers and gave us a man who will fight. We have to fight with him. We have to fight for him. And we have to use the tools that are available to do that. I'll be right back.
I just want to say that I was delighted to be here with Randy Terry because I had followed him years ago in Operation Rescue, and I was looking for anybody, anywhere, like what can we do about Cuomo and Tummy. I call him Tummy Dolan. So I'm really excited to be here, and God bless you. God bless you, Randy.
What Would Mohammed Do? Islamic Terrorism Explained is the best movie series documentary ever produced on the life of Muhammad and Islam. How do I know? Because it's what critics are saying. John Moore, radio host and author, said, "I learned more from What Would Mohammed Do about Islam and Islamic terrorism than I've learned from everything I ever read and watched in my entire life." Best-selling author Dr. Bill Warner said, "What Would Mohammed Do is the best movie series, TV production on the life of Muhammad and Islamic terrorism that has ever been produced." Friends, this is what the experts are saying. No one has ever done what we've done. I encourage you to get 1, 2, 4 copies. Call 304-289-3700. That's 304-289-3700, or order it at the address or the website that you see on the screen. Introducing Roxy Guitar. If you're a guitar or bass player, whether you play acoustic or electric, check out Roxy Guitar. I've been playing for over 40 years and seen guitar stores all over America. I've never seen a store like Roxy Guitar. Roxy Guitar has over 700 guitars in stock, over 1,500 pedals, over 200 amps. For the beginner or price-conscious buyer, there's Michael Kelly guitars. For the serious player or professional, Roxy Guitar has the finest selection of guitar lines I've ever seen. You know I love Warrior guitars. Roxy Guitar has over 100 Warriors in stock. They have Heritage, G&L, Gretsch, John Sears, BC Rich, Duesenberg, Dean, legendary guitars at great prices, including pre-owned Gibsons, Fenders, and more. Let them know you heard about Roxy Guitar from Randall Terry and receive 10% or more off your purchase on select items. Go to roxyguitar.com. Friend, we are planning our next trip. We will announce to you where we're going and what we're going to say, but we're planning it now. I'm asking you for 2 things. 1, help us. Be our supply line. I am content to be on the front lines. We need a supply line. This trip we just took to New York City cost every bit of $12,000, maybe more. Could have been as high as $14,000. We're still pulling in all the bills. There's a lot of people that have to be paid. There's a lot of travel expenses. We need help. And that doesn't include doing the show. It doesn't include anything else. It was just the trip. So if you like what you saw, if you understand what we're doing, help us. And if you think, well, you know, what are you accomplishing? Go to our website. Go to randallterry.com and look at the media coverage we got in city after city after city after city. We didn't just reach the 100, 200, 300, 1,000 people that were there. We reached tens of thousands of people, well over 100,000 people, maybe 200,000, with the media coverage that we got all over the state. That doesn't include this show. It doesn't include people around the country that are reposting the news right now. So it's a beginning. It's a start. And I'm asking you to stand with us. The other thing I'm asking, and that means go and buy the movie, A Cold Day in Hell. On that movie is a training session from me on how you can do this in your community. So number 1, help me. Number 2, join me. Join me. Get ready to do this in your city. You're going to have opportunity to go after Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren. These people are going to be traveling to your city soon. You can go after them. I will teach you how to do this, friend. If you want to be in the news, if you want to have a truthful message that gets out about the evildoers that we're facing, I will train you. But you have to have the courage and the will to be willing to do it and then to do it. I'll be back soon. God bless you. you.